Hello everyone, and it's Erin Floto here, and I am here with a new monthly collections list. Now, I thought because a lot of the times I do the same thing over and over and over again, because I have found what works for me and what I need to track personally, I'm not giving you guys a lot of ideas other than the 10 types videos. So I thought it would be fun to kind of rack my brain of different types of collections that I don't ordinarily see in the bullet journaling community. So I have put together a list and I am really excited to talk about it. So let's go ahead and start with the first three. So we have a word of the month. So we typically do words of the year, but for some people, their life changes dramatically, over the course of a year, and that word of the year may not be applicable. So potentially a word of the month. So you pick one word every month. If I am in a very busy time of the year, like I am currently at work, maybe my word of the month is something to the effect of sitting down and relaxing, right? Comfort, maybe, that even though you are busy, you need to prioritize your self-care. So instead of word of the year, that may not be applicable all year round, a word of the month that you can adapt every single month depending on how that month looks for you. The next one, I have actually done this myself, is a DIY project plan. So if you are doing some sort of do-it-yourself project around your home, if you're doing some sort of crafting project, things like that, you can create a project plan. I have done this when I was trying to figure out what I was doing for my shelves, and I am currently doing this for my kitchen, kinda. It's not necessarily a DIY, but it's like kind of pre-planning for any sort of renovation that we may or may not do, depending on the cost of those things. Another one is a pantry inventory. So it may be nice every once in a while. I know a lot of people do this spring cleaning time, that they want to look at what's going on in their pantry, what they have a lot of stock of, what they don't have a lot of stock of. I actually got this idea because my mom is going through this right now because they live in Florida, home of Publix, home of a lot of BOGOs, and they buy, I think she said they have 6 jars of peanut butter, and they barely eat peanut butter. So doing a little bit of a pantry inventory every month, so that way you know kind of what is there, what is not there, what you need more of, what you really need to stop buying. The next set is a level 10 check-in. So level 10 is very popular at the beginning of the year, but doing a periodic check-in may be extremely important. So not only looking year to year how your life is going, but doing that monthly check-in to see, okay, what things did I do this month that caused this number to go up, and should I do more of it? For example, relationships, right? If you started doing date nights and that led to a greater number, level 10 number, related to your relationships, then maybe that is something that you should continue to doing. So not waiting until every annual time to do that. The next one is a library card tracker. I thought that this would be fun because for people that do like to go to the library, maybe taking inventory of what type of books you're getting, all that kind of stuff. So this is very specific to not book buying, not reading tracker, but books that you took out of the library, how long it took to read. If you have one of the old school library cards, some of those library cards have numbers. Maybe you want to track like the numbers that are in the card and things like that. The next one is future me problems. I thought that this is fun to view things that are going on the horizon, so things that are happening within the next 6 months, have that somewhere. So that way it's not just on your future log, it's something that you're checking in with this month. So for example, if you have X amount of birthdays, if you know Christmas is coming up and you want to save money, So yes, it's a future me problem, but it's something that I need to start preparing for now. Or, oh yes, there is a wedding in 6 months, but I need to know, what kind of dress I'm buying, all that kind of stuff. If there is a, um, sort of, if there's like a dress code for that thing, if you are going away on a conference and you need certain things to go on the conference. So things that are not necessarily things that you need to think about this month, but it's happening in the future, but you kind of need to start prepping for it. New monthly collections, full weekend projects. So these are things that are not just, oh, I need 5 minutes. Oh, I need 15 minutes to do this task. This is a full weekend. So you kind of need to book out your weekend. So these are things that you can think about every month that's saying like, oh, well, we need to do an entire landscaping project. That might be a full weekend activity and you need to kind of plan for it when it's nicer weather, things like that. So something that is going to take a full weekend, and then coming up with a list of those projects. Maybe this is something that you can add annually, but you can also think about it on a monthly basis. The next one is a recipe card of the month. So your favorite recipe, doodle a recipe card. I think that that would be really fun, instead of just like listing, oh, this was my favorite recipe, having a collection, having a specific spread with doodles and things like that for your recipe. The next one is toddler tasks. So my nephew loves doing certain things. He loves helping my mom and my brother pick up leaves, or, he loves helping my dad go outside in the yard and do something. I don't know. So creating a space where you can find things that the toddler likes that also kind of help you, or help your grandparents, or help your cousins or something like that. So things that toddlers really like that are also helpful for you, because then maybe they're in a bad mood. You can bring them out of that bad mood while you're also very busy. So toddler tasks. The next one is yard sale inventory prep. So this is something that you can keep. Maybe you are having a yard sale at the end of the month, and you start at the beginning of the month collecting ideas and things that you need to put on sale at a yard sale. So this is just kind of an inventory system. You can kind of plan out how you are going to rate those costs and things like that. The next one is things my partner loves. So this is a nice idea, especially in February or their birthday month or something like that. Just kind of taking an inventory of like things that really make them smile, because that way you can come back to it anytime, and just maybe it's something that you didn't really realize meant a lot to them. For example, if you write a note and put it in their lunch or something like that, and they really, really like that, but it's not something that you do all the time, maybe that's something that you want to take a little bit of inventory of. The next one is for some kiddos, or maybe for some grown-ups who have sweet teeth, but a cavity chart. I don't know why people would want to keep this, but I don't know. This seemed fun to me, to kind of find where the kids had cavities, and then you can kind of show them later and be like, we can't have candy, but we can have a nice alternative like a strawberry because you have too many cavities. It would also be nice financially to be able to track how much repairing those cavities cost. The next one is Facebook Marketplace. So this one I thought would be fun for people that like to find goodies on Facebook Marketplace for cheap, or maybe they are selling things on Facebook Marketplace, kind of keeping an inventory of, oh, here are the listings that I have available. Here's what they sold for. Here are some goods that I have gotten from Facebook Marketplace. The next one is favorite book doodles. And I don't mean this like doodles of books. I mean your favorite book that you read that month and doodles of maybe the world that they live in or something to that effect. The next one is potty training charts. My nephew needed this. So it would be fun to have a little chart and while they're learning how to potty train and have little stars that they put in your notebook. And that's just a fun little activity spread that you guys can do together, is having a little potty training chart. And then when they complete different phases, you know, they told you that they needed to go potty, they actually went potty in the toilet rather than a little potty training thing or something to that effect, and being able to put those stars on there. The next one is travel logistics. So this is specifically for when you are traveling in that month, what the airline is, when you have to be there, how long it takes to go through security, especially if it's not a an airport that is common to you. Say I'm flying in LAX and flying out of LAX to come home. Security is going to be different in LAX than it is, you know, in other places. Or security in Newark is going to be different than JFK, for example. So having those types of logistics specific to the travel that you are doing would be really helpful. The next is a craft how-to spread. So this is essentially when you are trying to learn how to craft certain things. So if you are learning how to knit, for example, you can kind of have a how-to spread. So that way, in the month that you are trying to learn said craft, you have a place that you can continually reference on how to do that specific craft. The next one is therapy wins. So this is if you attend therapy and you have a really big revelation moment, having just a spread that you can count those wins. I know that therapy can be really tough because you are talking about a lot of difficult things, but even though you are dealing with the difficult things, being able to track those wins is really, really important. The next one is an affiliates I trust page. So I thought of this because of some stuff going around on beauty TikTok right now, and that a creator, they thought that they could trust it. It appears that she lied and exaggerated the truth. And it exaggerated the truth a little bit about one of the products that she was given for an ad. They say it's related maybe to an expensive wedding, blah, 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 blah. So maybe having a list of people, affiliates in different types of communities that you trust their word. And honestly, if they break that trust, and you get to cross them off, and that's really exciting. The next one is rainy day tasks. So tasks that are indoors that are things that you're waiting for a rainy day for. So yesterday it was raining all day here, and maybe that's a day that I want to tackle a big clean on the bathroom or something like that, because it's not nice outside. You can just put on some music and go ahead and do those related tasks. The next one is busybody tasks. So this is for anxious folks. I know that the name may not be, it may not make sense, but if you are a very anxious person, you know that sometimes you need to do something with your hands. And so these are things that you can do that don't really require a ton of mental capacity, because your brain is a little bit devoid of focus on that particular thing. But these are tasks that can keep your hands in particular busy while you are anxious about something going on. The next one is student loan payments. In the US, we're in a little bit of a weird situation right now with student loans, but being able to track the payments, how many payments it would require. Maybe you do want to kind of sketch out, okay, here is the sketch out details about like, okay, student loans are paused until X time, which means I'm behind on student loans this time. What I'm going to do if student loan repayments go through, if they don't go through, having some sort of plan in place regarding your student loans. The next one is similar to rainy day tasks, but the opposite, sunny day tasks. So things that you like to do outside. Maybe this is filling your bird feed planters and gardening and things like that. So things that are normally on the list, but you're waiting for a really nice day to do it. The next is a camping and hiking log. And this in particular is like rating your camping and hiking experience. This might be one that you want to include for a summer month so that way, if you're doing if you're camping and hiking every weekend, you can have a continual log of that. Oh, and in addition, I know that there's some campsites that are pristine campsites, have better views, things like that. So maybe this is a camp location that you like to go to, but you want to like note specific plots and things like that you would really like. The next one is an allergies chart. So this is probably for when you are having a new kid and you're trying to track different things that they may be allergic to and things like that. So this is something to kind of keep over time. And I know it's a monthly collection, but it's kind of an anytime collection. But specifically over time, prepping them for going to school and being able to share that information with nurses and things like that. The next one is date night ideas. And I thought that this would be fun because this is something that you can do with your partner, keep a list of all the date night ideas, and then maybe you spin a wheel to figure out which date night activity you're doing. And it would be nice to see within that month what types of activities would be good for that month. So in the summer, maybe it's more outdoor activities, date night activities. In the winter, maybe it's more indoor date night ideas. So you can kind of specify it if you are doing it within a monthly context versus an annual context. The next one is work conference sketch notes. So I did sketch notes previously in my bullet journal. If you want to go look back in like early 2021 is when I think I was doing that. No, mid 2021. So July, starting in about July 2021 is when I started doing some sketch notes. It's not something I really do anymore. That was something that was very helpful during the pandemic, doodling, helping my memory, things like that. But now I need some more consolidated lists. But if you're going to a conference and you're attending little seminars and things like that, having little sketch notes with who the speaker was can help you remember when a conference is like a week long, for example, and you're attending a lot of different types of things. The next one is a scrapbook memories page. So maybe you do like consolidated lists, you do like trackers, but having one page specific to, oh, here are pictures, here are memories that I want to remember from this month. The next one is babies firsts. So this would be really good for obviously younger children, their first words, their first steps, things like that. So you're kind of tracking every single month. Oh, here are the firsts of this month. How old were they? What is the context for it? Were you at home and they just randomly took their first step? Were they, at their grandma's house? Things like that. It's not always possible to get all of babies first. So having some context for those first would be really nice. The next one is a selling house worksheet. So this is in preparation to sell a house. Oh, these are some things that I have to do. I have to talk to a realtor. I have to get this fixed. I have to see how the inspection goes. And if as a result of that inspection, I need to do X, Y, and Z. So this is a really good idea to create kind of a worksheet for you as well as a timeline to prepare for selling your house. The next one is a photo a day. So this is because you can do like little mini photos. You can have a 2-page spread of this, but taking a photo every single day to document your life would be really cool to see at the end of the month. And it would be really good with those like scrapbook memories types of pages. The next one is funnies from my baby. So this is all the funny things your child says, your babies do, things like that, things that just make you smile, because that is always a fun page that you can come back on. I was looking through my phone the other day and looking at some videos of me talking to my nephew on FaceTime, and he just runs. He takes the phone from my mom that I'm FaceTiming with, and he just runs away. And the video is so funny because he is just smiling and the phone is bouncing everywhere. So those are just really funny memories that you can document in your notebook. The next one is so stupid, but I really like the idea of it. Things that make me sneeze. So this could be during allergy season. This could be during, for me, I like sneeze when I go out in the daylight, because especially in the spring, not related to allergies, it's just literally because I work from home. So things that make me sneeze are often just going outside. So I don't know. I thought it was really funny. But for just shits and giggles, essentially, things that make me sneeze. The next one is birthday food freebies. So this would be during your birthday month. I love signing up for the places that give you freebies. I'm trying to think of some, like Firehouse Subs does like a free 6-inch sub or something like that. Or I can't remember some of the other ones. I think if you go to like Outback or Texas Roadhouse or something like that, like you can get a free dessert and things like that. So documenting where you get free food for your birthday or your birthday month, and making sure you sign up ahead of time. So, because a lot of those, you have to be signed up for like 30 days before your birthday so that you're like in the system. So making sure you sign up ahead of time to get all of your freebies for your birthday. The next one is favorite Canva creators. So this is more for people that like to do social media and things like that. Canva is a really, really good resource. And I realized the other day, some of these templates, it says who the creator was by. And so if you really like that particular template, you can find more by that creator. So I just thought that this would be helpful for people that really do like to use Canva. The next is a social media cheat sheet. So this is good posting times, the type of content that went viral, what types of sounds your followers like. For example, most of my followers like the sounds that are mad about Instagram, saying, well, Instagram makes me do this, or we only have sped up videos now on Instagram, so here's something slowed down, things like that. So getting a good idea of what is popular on your particular social media. The next one is brand colors and doodles. Again, this is a creator-focused one, but having the hex codes of your brand colors, having the doodles. For example, I have been adding stars into kind of my brand, and then the grid style doodles, those are not specific to my brand, but those are popular in my brand. So I have started to document that kind of stuff. And then like what types of things are popular for your brand. So for example, on Canva, you can add little elements like little stars, you can add little blobs, things like that. So you can kind of get a good idea of this is how people will recognize my brand. The next one is AI tasks. I don't know if you know this. I learned this the other day. AI can literally write your Instagram caption for you. And it's supposed to be like interesting. right? So it's not just like AI art or anything like that, but AI is getting really specific. For if you do like Sims, for example, and you like to build in the Sims, there's an AI generator that says this is the type of house you should build. It's a purple house in the woods for $10,000 and it has to have a jacuzzi, right? So it gives you kind of a template to work from. So having a spot where you can put, oh, I didn't know AI could do this. This is an AI task I would like to utilize. The next is a no spend challenge. This isn't necessarily groundbreaking as a monthly collection, but I think it's a good idea for certain times of the year. So very specific based on that month. Say you're right before you're starting to buy Christmas gifts. So maybe this is October and you want to do a no spend so that way you can prep for Black Friday and having some money for Christmas gifts and things like that. Okay, the last 3 is TikTok trends to try. And try saying that 10 times fast. I'm sure people could do it. It was hard for me. So TikTok trends to try. So this is, this is something like products that are really, really popular on TikTok. Maybe this is book talk trends. Maybe this is filters that you really like and things like that. The next one is a new medication tracker. So for people that are just getting onto a new medication, maybe it might have side effects. So you are trying it out for 30 days, 90 days, something like that. And you want to see how it's working for you. So you can log what they're trying to get the dosage right for your new medication. So you can log the dosage, when you took it during that day, if you took it with food, blah, 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 and what types of symptoms that you may have, what type of blood work they did and decided that you needed more of that medication or less of that medication. For my thyroid, I have hypothyroid, so this is really helpful for me. I've found a thyroid medication that has worked, but when I was getting on it again, I had been on it previously, but when I was getting on it again, they wanted a test after 3 weeks and after 6 weeks to make sure the medication was the right level for me. And the last one is for shop owners. I thought it would be fun to do a shop sales world map. I know that this is something that people do annually, but if you do a lot of sales, maybe that is something that would be interesting for you monthly to see how many countries that you hit. So those are all the new monthly collection ideas that I thought of. Again, I just wanted to be silly with this. I wanted to give people more ideas because I tend to stick with the same stuff. But I am thinking how some of these might be helpful in the future. Busybody tasks, for example. I do have anxiety, so I need something to mess with my hands, which honestly is one of the reasons I bullet journal, is to keep busy with my hands. And also birthday food freebies. I will definitely be doing that in August. Well, I say that now. I'll probably forget. I will try to remember to do that in August. So those are the new monthly collection ideas. I hope that this was a fun video for you, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.